how you can break free of guilt, and how you can recognize when guilt is being used to manipulate you, and what you can do about it. You should never tolerate guilt being used against you. This is one of my own personal zero tolerance zones. Most people don't even know they're using guilt to try to get what they want or evoke a reaction. That still doesn't make it okay. If you allow people to use guilt towards you, then you are placing yourself outside any comfortable level of control. You no longer have a stable place to stand in that situation. The reason I say this is because people use guilt for so many different reasons. This is why it is so dangerous. Some people will use guilt to manipulate you into getting what they want, and other people will use guilt to satisfy their own personal emotional craving. You can never really tell why they're doing it, but regardless of the how and the why, it is very manipulative and negative. It is never okay to allow guilt to be used in your life. Guilt can be very hard to spot. A lot of the times, it is extremely subtle. People get away with it by being able to say you're imagining things. You should never fall for this. You see what you see. If you think guilt is being used against you and you are second guessing yourself, if you are asking yourself if you are reading into it too much, you are being guilt tripped. Some people will directly use guilt against you in a very strong way and verbally hold things against you to try to make you feel guilty outright. This is just as dangerous because of its violently heavy charge. Guilt, whether it's so subtle you don't notice, or coming from a person who is clearly twisting the situation to make you feel guilty, is never okay, and it is extremely dangerous. In the simplest way I can explain it to you, there is no longer any control over the situation when guilt is being introduced. Even if you have a reason to maybe feel guilty about a mistake you made, intentional or otherwise, there is no healthy way to use guilt against another person. There is no compassionate or constructive conversation to be had. The situation is simply out of control and emotionally manipulated, no matter how minor, and this is why it is doubly dangerous. These emotions can spin out of control very quickly. They can also build habits and frames of mind that can last a lifetime if left unchecked. So here are two things you can use in the face of guilt. The first is the strongest and will have to be reserved for people that you will not be able to avoid. Family circle, coworkers, etc. It is very simple, but can take an amount of strength if you are not used to standing up for yourself. Just call it out. Now you're using guilt, and I don't want to be a part of it. Find your own way to say it, and keep it simple. A one-liner that is easy to say. Having to say this one sentence scares a lot of people. This is why it is so crucial to practice saying no. You have to be the mature adult. Part of that is being able to say the uncomfortable thing. Simply calling it out will almost always neutralize guilt tripping. And then you can visibly and intentionally keep your distance from that person, and that person won't raise a fuss because they know they are being manipulative. This works 100% of the time. Every now and again you will call it out and they will act over dramatic to try to pin it on you. But everyone will see it for what it is immediately and give you a silent nod for maintaining composure and setting a healthy boundary in a mature way. The second thing you can use in the face of guilt, which should be used 99% of the time, is you simply block them. Even if it's a close friend or intimate relationship, you should make an exit plan if you have to, and walk away from that person as fast as possible. They do not have a mature and stable presence, and they are not thinking clearly. You cannot change them. They will not see the error in their ways. They will resent you and figure out a way to use guilt that you do not notice. Whether someone is outright telling you why you should feel guilty or being subtle about it, you cannot trust them anymore, and you have to take care of yourself. Guilt as a tool is never okay. You are not reading into things. There should always be a compassionate, heartfelt conversation, free from manipulation. Someone that loves you should never want you to feel the pain of guilt. Someone who truly loves you and has a healthy mindset should only want to help move the situation of complex feelings in a healthy direction. And always remember, it only takes one day to turn everything around.